Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request for James. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. I do have a Cash App as well. People have asked about those. And it could be for any type of video, review, commentary, reaction, video game playthrough, whatever the case. I'll get to as soon as I can. But again, those links are down below in the info box. And for those who sent it, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And this is for The Odd Couple, the 1968 comedy starring Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. Now, I saw this film quite a few years ago. I think it was first on cable that I saw this, and enjoyed it ever since. I remember being pleasantly surprised. I think because, and I know this is an unfair thing to say, but I'm not a guy that really followed a lot of movies from the 60s. I mean, to be honest, I think of like the 50s, and you had like those sci-fi movies like The Thing from Another World, or of course the 70s, Alien, Dawn of the Dead, other stuff. And not just horror, but All the President's Men, and Justice for All. And of course, 80s and 90s are definitely much more my bread and butter. But the 60s, I'm sure if I sit down and look through the years, there are films I like, but even like the 40s, I love Abbott and Costello. The 1930s, I love The Three Stooges. I love Red Skelton. Even those older comedy bits. But this was great because Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon had fantastic chemistry. And of course, they worked together not just a couple times in this period, but when they got their second wind resurgence with Grumpy Old Men, which I haven't seen in a while. I would love to rewatch that film. I do love Grumpy Old Men. I remember liking the sequel, Grumpier Old Men. It's been, like I said, it's been a while. I like to see those movies again. Out to Sea they did with, I think 20th Century Fox released that. You had The Odd Couple 2, which I actually do remember liking that sequel. So yeah, they came back to do a couple more films, which was nice to see before, sadly, they passed away. But two very good actors, very accomplished actors, that could do drama as well. Like if you see the Taking a Pelham 1-2-3 with Walter Matthau, or you see the remake of 12 Angry Men with Jack Lemmon, they both can bring the dramatic elements to it, but at the same time, they can work very well in comedy, especially in this. Now, the plot is simple. You have a slob, and then you have a guy who's all about cleaning. They're together, things don't work out, they separate, but things may be a bit better in their lives because of the time they spent together. Now, there's more to it than that, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Now, of course, it's based on Neil Simon and his play, and I never watched that stuff. I'm not really into plays. But is it good? I mean, you could tell watching it that for the most part it was a play with how most of it was in one apartment. But because this movie, at least they're able to go out into the city, I think those are additions they made to it, which works for a film. So whether it be Jack Lemmon as Felix Ungar, wander around the city being despondent, we find out later why that is. Whether it be Walter Matthau and him going out for ice cream or playing pool, or to at least bring a bit more air to the environment than just being stuck in this room. And it has a great theme. Now, of course, more people may remember the TV show The Odd Couple, which, to be honest, I never watched. I know of it. I've seen clips of it, but I've never seen an episode of The Odd Couple. But that was successful. It lasted for a couple years. I know they did a newer one many years ago with Matthew Perry. May he rest in peace. And I forget his name. Thomas Wilson, the guy from Reno 911. And I never saw that show either. But I'm assuming with that one and the clips I've seen, this is still my definite favorite pairing of the Odd Couple with all the incarnations. Like I say, these two just worked so well together. They were perfectly in sync with each other. And to go through the films for my thoughts on the stuff, man, the fact that Jack Lemmon went up to a hotel room and it was only $5 for a room, man, how times have changed. I'm like, it was only $5 back then to get a motel room or hotel room in the city? Jesus, like nowadays it'd be like $100, but back then it was like, especially in the city, at least like $80 for just one night. 80 to 100. Here is $5. And you see how again, Felix, Jack Lemmon's character, is despondent, but each time he tries to do something, things don't quite work out. Like, you get the feeling he's depressed, he may want to jump, but then when he's opening the window, he hurts his back. Then you cut to our other characters at Walter Matthau's place playing a poker game. Now, I'm bad with names, so I forget the other guys. It's Walter Matthau and four other guys. I do like the four other guys. They all have distinct looks and personalities. You have the one guy who's worried about getting home on time and not scared, but just adamant to want to get home to his wife in time. You have the one guy who's a former cop who keeps playing with the cards and is like, you want to rest for a while? You want speed or you want accuracy? You have the one guy who's always smoking a cigar. Then you have the other guy with the glasses. And like I said, they all have their distinct voices. And I definitely think they cast that well. And then Walter Matthau, I'm a big Matthau fan. He plays it very well where, stop playing with your chips. And then Walter just goes, you play with your chips all day, darling. Don't worry. You in or what, Oscar? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to bluff anyway. And just the way Matthau just throws these lines out casually to the other guys. Hey, lend me $20. I'm going to tell your wife you're in Central Park wearing a dress. Or, hey, wait, aren't you like my accountant selling? How come I need money? You shouldn't play poker. But how come I need money? Why you play poker? Because I need money. But you always lose. That's why I need money. They don't play poker. They don't eat my potato chips. And again, I'm doing a lot more bad than they are. Again, they have much better timing, a much better way of talking back and forth. But that always made me laugh. I need money. Well, don't play poker, but I need money. But you lose. That's why I need more money. Stop being potato chips. Another bit that made me laugh is one of the guy who's the cop, his wife calls, and she mentions she needs all this food. Oh, what, is she pregnant again? He puts the phone, he's like, no, she's just fat. How do you hear that? I have the phone on my chest. So Matthau gets a call, finds out that Jack Lemmon, him and his wife separated. The others go, man, that guy's going to fall to pieces. He told her he's going to kill himself. What? He just said that? Nope. He sent a singing telegram. Can you imagine getting that? And she even has to tip the kid a quarter. I mean, think about that. A singing telegram that says, oh yeah, you guys going to kill himself. Just that idea makes me laugh. And then the fact Math was like, imagine she also had to tip the kid the quarter because she got that telegram. Again, it's crazy, but at the same time, just the way it's delivered, so natural. It did make me laugh. I thought it was pretty funny. So Jack Lemmon gets there, and they try to act nonchalant. And then, like, they're trying to arguing, and then one's like, oh, fine, I'll just go kill myself. And the way Matthau was like, Marie! Oh, shit, I didn't mean to say that. Or they overhear that he took pills. And they, wait, we don't even know what pills. They could have been vitamins. Okay, he could be the healthiest one around. So yeah, it's just the way that the actors interact with each other, their natural delivery of the dialogue, the fun bits of dialogue because of Neil Simon in them. Definitely an entertaining bit of business. Very low key movie in terms of, like I said, it's mostly this apartment. Once in a while they go out on the town, but nothing too crazy. It's not like nowadays, if you do a comedy, it'd be like some big car chases thrown in there, or some big set pieces, where it's like some big fights, or some big foot chases, something, hijinks, slapstick. Not a whole lot of that in this. So much more contained, which I didn't mind. I thought it worked for the story. So after people leave, Matthau says, you know what, you don't want to stay here. And Jack Lemmon's like, I'm not sure about that, but he agrees. I think just the way those two just work off each other. Like, Matthau's trying to get him to relax, and he's like, you don't realize I'm going to break my fingers. You're the only guy I know with clenched hair. And like, Matthau's trying to give a pep talk when he did ice creams. Like, no one else sends you suicide telegrams. You, okay? You're the only one of his kind in the world. He has to throw his chocolate ice cream on Jack Lemmon's suit. Now, I do wish we could have seen a bit more of the topsy-turvy stuff. It's pretty much, after one or two other things, we jump a week. Like, there's one bit where Matthau misses a big play on a baseball game because Felix calls him about not to eat something. I'm going to cook something at home. But you don't get a whole lot. Then it's the next week of poker, and you can tell Matthau's just not having it. And how Jack Lemmon's like, no, you gotta put coasters on, you gotta do this, and here's your food, and all this stuff. And one guy's like, I think that thing sucked up all the air. And then he washed the cards. Nature did not intend poker to be played that way. Just the way he said that, so serious, that did get a chuckle out of me. The way like these two are arguing over this pickle with the sandwich, Matthau just shut up, you know. Will you keep your food to yourself? And you just see that tension rising with Matthau's character. And like he's trying to get Jack Lemmon to showcase some anger, and finally gets him to throw a cup. You're a hapless mental case. Or even like takes him out to play pool, and Jack Lemmon's like complaining, and he picks up the cue ball as soon as Matthau tries to shoot, so he misses and it goes. And the way Matthau just looks at him, because Jack Lemmon's like, okay, go ahead and shoot. As he did it, Matthau misses, like, just the look of confusion on his face, like, what the fuck? The movie loses it with me just a little bit where there's a... I mean, it is the kind of the big event of the movie where Matthau says, hey, we get a date with these two girls, and it's the Pigeon Sisters. And I only say like a little bit because like the Pigeon Sisters are there. I did find them a bit annoying, a bit irritating with the way they talk, the way they kind of converse with each other. Just a little bit annoying. But it's not a big deal or anything. And I just didn't get a lot of laughs of their kind of behavior and stuff. I know some people did. I'm like, whatever. It's not like I hated it or anything. It's like, whatever. So Jack Lemmon, like, of course, pours his heart out to them. I like Matthau comes out, is everybody happy? And he's like, what the hell's going on? Jack Lemmon doesn't want to go with them, so Matthau's like, come on, man, it's going to be the two of us. And warns him, listen, if you pull out of this, he does, and then that's where the anger really... And I'll be honest, a lot of the times I was kind of in Walter Matthau's corner. to see how Jack Lemmon just overcompensates on things, overdoes certain things. So, like I said, most of the time I was on Walter Matthau's side. And they kind of give each other the silent treatment, and like Matthau was tired of him vacuuming, so pulls the plug and then stomps on the cord. And then when Lemmon tries to pull it, Matthau lifts his leg, and you could hear Lemmon, oh shit, that kind of thing. When Matthau's like pouring his heart out to something, well, no, like Matthau like saying something very serious, and then Jack Lemmon's like, that's linguini, that's not what you said. And Matthau just picks up and throws it at the wall. Well, now it's garbage. I just like how Matthau is like breaking down with just how annoying Jack Lemmon's character can be. It's like, I hate when you leave these post-its everywhere. And yeah, there's no milk in the fridge. F you. It took me 3 hours to figure the F you meant Felix Ungar. That's probably my favorite joke in the movie. That he left a note saying something about F you, and it took me 3 hours to figure out it was Felix Ungar. So he thought he said fuck you. I thought that was. I remember the first time I watched it, I laughed my ass off with that. And Matthau, I didn't realize, maybe deep down I kind of take this line with me, where in real life, where they're talking on the rooftop, and Jack Lemmon's like not listening the best, and Matthau kind of looks up at the sky and goes, I know I'm talking. I recognize my voice. I know I'm talking, but why can't he hear me? I can relate to that so much. There's so many times I have done like the same thing, and I don't know if it's because, well, I know why, because, but maybe the way I do it is because of this movie. I don't know. I know the feeling. That's why I did. Most of the time I'm on Walter Matthau's side. So he's kicked out. They kick Jack Lemmon out. Things work out fairly well because the Pigeon Sisters take him in, and then he's gonna move on. Matthau gets his poker game, but he's maybe a little bit more. Probably if you watch The Odd Couple 2, you wonder how much did they really. Well, I guess they actually things actually worked out the best because they're still out there living, breathing, all the sorts of stuff. Like I said, watch this. I would like to see the sequel again. I do remember liking the sequel. A lot of people hated the sequel. If you look up, like, the sequel was completely trashed, critically. But yeah, I didn't mind it. I remember having fun with it. But yeah, things work out, and then the movie's over, and it's a very simple movie. It's pretty, like I said, simple, basic, mostly an apartment. Once in a while they go outside, like I mentioned before. But it's these two actors in their prime working very well together with a really good script on their shoulders. I think that's what makes the film work. That's absolutely what makes the film work. It's not a lot of stylistic direction. There's not a whole lot of that stuff, which wasn't really needed in this because it's a comedy. Usually for a comedy, you kind of want to keep it simple because what's important is, did you laugh? And even watching this at the end, I still got some laughs out of the dialogue and the delivery these actors gave, the line delivery. And overall, it's still a fun film. Like I say, if you ever liked Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, you never saw this before, it's easily one of their best. If you like comedies that are more just simple, straightforward, it's probably like rated G or PG because there's really not much in terms of cursing. There's really nothing that is inappropriate. Overall, just a fun, entertaining comedy with two really talented guys that are greatly missed. So rest in peace, the gentleman, Walter Matthau. Thank you for the memories. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.